Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 47 of this great hostile takeover by the coronavirus. You know, some days I'm really feeling up, and some days I'm really feeling like, wow, this sucks. I know there's people out there that are coping with it just like I am. And I know y'all are trying to cope with it too. But when you keep seeing negative stuff, I'm just bringing you up on my phone so I can see who's actually here with me right now and who's not. But when you keep bringing up, when you keep seeing negative after negative, it's hard. It's hard to keep your focus on just trying to be a good human. Good morning, Savannah. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Susan. It's hard to stay focused on just being a good person. Negativity is something that is a human. There's a lot of bad in human nature, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to try to suppress it, whatever you got to do but human nature is human nature. And our DNA is our DNA. There are people that are inherently bad and negative, and there are people that try to be good and do the best they can and pretty successful at it. But that being said, it is what it is, right? But there's a lot of crazy people out there too. My biggest fear right now is a big divide between the good and the bad. I had one, I can't remember what day it was, but we talked about the good, bad, and the ugly. And that's when it kind of really gets started. But, yesterday, 2 employees were shot at a McDonald's. I don't even know where it was, somewhere back east. Because they told the person, the shooter, that the restaurant was closed due to the seating area, the inside area was closed due to the coronavirus. And that person pulled out a gun and started shooting. I just don't know. Good morning, John. How's it going, buddy? Hope you're working well. Becky, tell Aaron I said hello. Good morning, Kelly. What the hell? What the hell is wrong with people? How hard is it to just follow the rules? We have rules in place. The reason we have rules is because we are humans, and humans are just ignorant asses. And we have to have rules in place for civilization. And this stay in place thing is not permanent. It's not like this is the new you got to stay at your house, you can't leave, because what's going to happen. I mean, really it's not going this direction, which I thought it would. They're not going to lock us down. They're not going to go to lockdown because they're just. I mean, I can only imagine what that would do if they had to. I really kind of thought in the very beginning that they would employ the National Guard and they would keep you from moving from central location to central location. I really thought that was going to happen. But it didn't. It didn't. They actually went the opposite direction and said, wear a mask if you want to. Just stay at home, only go out for essential business. We'll close the parks because you guys can't seem to be handle that. It's just, I don't know. I'm having one of those days where I'm just very frustrated with humanity. Very frustrated with humanity. I haven't even watched hardly any Corona TV just because I can't take it. I can't take it. We're up like 70, almost 80,000 deaths. And 101.3 million. I don't know. I don't even know what the numbers are because I haven't looked. But that's insanity. Obviously, it's real. Obviously, there's something there. Whether the numbers are real or not, Obviously, there is something there, and we're way past the Vietnam number, that were killed in Vietnam, and we're talking 6 years of Vietnam, and within 2 months, there's something there. There's definitely something there. I haven't seen that yet, Kelly. I'll have to. What's that on Netflix? Where's that at? Show me. Yeah, you're right. My wife just made a good point. Quit whining about the freaking masks. The nurses and she wears one every day, all day long. She's an essential. My wife is an essential. She goes out. She does her business. She has to go into the public. She has to, meet with people who she may or may not have the virus. You have to assume everybody has it and you have it. And so you have to act like you're protecting everybody else. But she wears her mask and she does what she's supposed to do and still takes the risk because she's an essential and she loves animals. And that's what her job is to help people with their animals. And it's still, and it's been proven that animals can carry the virus for a short period of time on their fur. Your hair can carry it. Your clothes can carry it. Your shoes can carry it. It's real. It's a real, visible enemy. We are fighting an invisible enemy. And people need to just learn to deal. Morning, Emily. I don't know if you're still watching or not. Yes, Savannah, your auntie is a nurse and she has to wear a mask every day too. They're saying meat prices are going to jump 60% on meat prices by probably the fall, just because of here's what the problem is going to be with the meat. The way they have to reformat the meat processing process by having less people, the social distancing thing. And I was watching a little program about it, and because of they have to have less employees, they have to produce less meat. They can only run, they don't have so either they have to make the factories bigger to accommodate, or they just have to produce less product. So here we go. Simple supply and demand. Good morning, Adriana. Hope you're well. Simple supply and demand. The basics of all economy, supply and demand. If you can't produce as much as you did before, you still want those investors still want the same profit line. Those investors are most likely not going to care about anything but their bottom line. And when you start talking about the investors' bottom lines, that's when you get into a problem, because the investors are the ones that are going to put the pressure on the company to make the profit. Their board of directors or whatever it is. And that's understandable. That's big business. And that's our country has been ran by big business for years. And why not? Should it not just keep going with big business? Why should we kill? Why would you want? I talked about this yesterday. Is contact tracing. Eventually, they will do contact tracing. Eventually, it will happen. Maybe not here. It's not going to be as effective right now, but eventually, most likely, they're going to have a database of everybody and who has it, who don't, who's been in contact. They're going to make this giant freaking chart with millions of people showing who has it, who don't, where they are, and it'll happen. It'll happen. And it needs to happen. It needs to happen. This is a real problem. This is not something we can just wash under the carpet and say, oh, well, it'll go away, because that just kills people. And that's what Washington is doing. They're saying, oh, it'll go away. Yeah, it'll go away in the fall, it'll go away. The Spanish flu in 1918 The second wave was 4 times worse than the first wave, and there was a third wave, and it was like they had social distancing practice until it started about June. By the middle of September is when they really started kind of loosening up the social distancing scenario. And what happened? By February, it was 4 times worse. And then they tightened it back up. Here we go, back into social distancing. And it brought the curve way back down. They loosened it up, and a third wave. Okay, that was just a flu virus, not a novel coronavirus like this one is. And the reason they call it novel is because it's new. It's never been discovered before. It's something completely new. Normally, coronaviruses do not affect humans. Coronaviruses are a lot of animals, canines especially. Canines get vaccinated for it. SARS was a type of coronavirus, but it wasn't an actual what we have today. Just kind of clearing that up. YouTube. Okay, I'll check it out on YouTube. Thank you, Kelly. They're saying the kids under two shouldn't wear a mask. In my opinion, kids under 2 do not need to leave the house. Just don't take them out in the public. Seriously, they can carry it. They're even more susceptible to being aseptic and carrying it without showing it than us humans. So just don't take them out of the house. I know it's hard if you're a single parent, and that's another thing we're talking about. We're talking about opening up certain businesses and all this other things, but we're not talking about the schools. These parents, they need places to shelter their children if they go to work. Daycare and child care and summer activities. That needs, there's a whole nother avenue we need to figure out what the hell we're going to do with. But the mask thing just wow, the stubbornness of humans. And it's not so much stubborn, it's defiant. You're not going to tell me what to do. Unfortunately, that's what kind of built this country. People got tired of the British telling them what to do and telling them how they should live, and taxation, and numerous other gunpowder was put in the keg. Okay, right now we're loading that keg. That keg is being loaded. Okay, we're loading that keg. And what happens when you get a full keg? It explodes. And right now, people are losing their freaking minds, and people shooting each other over the store. The restaurant's not open. Are you serious? Getting shot in the head because you were told to wear your mask in a public place is idiotic. Totally idiotic. Totally idiotic. Good morning, Paula. Brian, how you doing, buddy? First time on here, I think. Talking about stupid people, and here we are, day 47. So my comment was, comment in something that makes that can make me happy. I want to see some nice comments, and we got some pretty good comments going on right now. We've got the Queen involved. Yeah, just I really am trying to stop watching the news. I'm trying to filter through the fake news, through the through what is real, what isn't real. I mean, they're talking about Facebook being, not Facebook, but YouTube having some of the most real journalism out there. And yes, Savannah, you make me happy. Just you make me happy every day. Thank you, Savannah. That's even crazier than YouTube. How do you vent YouTube? I mean, there's definitely reporters out there trying to do their own thing. Good morning, Jennifer. You know, why the fake news is just, I'm a kind of a detail orientated person. So I believe in the science. I mean, science is what put an airplane in the air. Airplanes fly. Why do the airplanes fly? Because of science. So I believe in science, and I believe in scientists believe in fact. So they're not going to say yes or no until they've seen the data. Right now, there's plenty of data to prove this is real. And if you don't want to believe it's real, fine, don't believe it's real. But it doesn't give you the right to shoot somebody or belittle somebody because they're wearing a mask. 2 years ago, a year ago, I would see somebody wearing a mask. I'd be like, what the hell's wrong with that freak? That's the way I would have thought when I was flying back from Las Vegas in February. Guy sitting right across. I always sit on the aisle just because I think I like to be the first one to stand up. And the guy sitting right next to me was wearing an N95 mask. You know, when you buy it like Home Depot. Which I thought was, you know, there is that virus going around. So I didn't think too, you know, negative of it. I didn't think, hey, freak, move. But he was coughing. And, you know, he was definitely not well. You can tell he had a cold or something going on. Which, you know, hey, he was protecting other people. Good. And I thought that was kind of strange, but I didn't think about it, you know. And then here I'm thinking about, you know, I was in this casino with Lord knows how many freaking people. And thinking about, you know, I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about it. I will now. How can they possibly open up casinos and manage the social distancing? I don't know if you've ever been in a casino where they're having a convention and it's lunchtime. Thousands of people trying to eat lunch at the same time, squeezing together. You got to squeeze through the table. And I'm a big guy, so I got to really squeeze through the tables. And you're bumping into people and touching people, and you're walking up. And when you're walking to the convention, there's just like a herd of cattle, you know. And how do you change that? You know, our way of life of doing that is over, because it'll be years before we do that again. Years. Thank you, Paula. I tried. I just had a phone call from another agent who was complimenting me on my ability to get up and do this face to face with you guys, because he said there's no way in hell he'd do it. And I'm not afraid. I've done this so many times. I've done, you know, literally hundreds of face casts. So in getting in front of the camera is not foreign to me. So yeah, if I look up, that's where my camera is. So, but I'm looking at my screen because I don't know why I like want to watch myself talk, but maybe that's my ego. There we go. But hey, Richard, how you doing, buddy? Hang in there. You're down Sonoma County, so you're working. I'm hanging in there. Yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna wrap this thing up, and I love you guys, and I want you all to stay safe. So here you go. Elbow bump. Live long and prosper. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Wear your mask. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Goodbye.